Picture this. You are skiing down a steep 200-foot slope at a speed close to 40 miles an hour. You hit a sharp rise, 8 feet high, and you hit the air with enough time to do a few somersaults, a twist or two, perhaps a flip. Then you straighten out and land on your feet on a 120-foot slope with a 38-degree angle. That is what aerial skiing is all about. And that is why Jodi Spiegel Blakeman did just that for nearly 10 months out of the year during her career in freestyle skiing as an aerial specialist. Jodi began skiing at the age of 5 after her parents, Bernie and Carol, bought some property in Waterville Valley, New Hampshire. At first, Jodi was a little reluctant to join the ski school because she disliked taking lessons, so she chose instead to join the WVBBTS, the racing club in Waterville. At 12, Jodi started out as a mogul and ballet skier and did very well, even catching the eye of Nick Preston, the freestyle legend who had recently taken over the freestyle program. Nick immediately brought Jodi into the world of aerials. 5 years later, she was competing on the World Cup circuit, but before that, there was quite a journey ahead. She competed at various meets throughout New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, winning so many trophies and awards it would be too long to list. In fact, she did so well at these meets with such high scores, Jodi ended up qualifying for the Nationals, which brought together the best from all 4 regions of the United States. Jodi was 14 and a freshman at Thayer Academy. Jodi continued qualifying for the Nationals. In 1983, she finished in the top 10. In 1984, at 15 years old, she finished 5th. And in April of 1985, at the age of 16, Jodi Spiegel became a United States champion, placing 1st at the Nationals in aerials, earning her a spot on the World Cup team and making her the youngest athlete ever selected for the U.S. ski team at that time. During those early years on the team, finding practice areas for the event was not easy. Few ski areas had practice facilities, and the training was poor. Her parents were behind her all the way, though, and drove hundreds of miles on weekends so she could practice and compete. Her dad, Bernie, described those early days. When Jodi first started competing, I think she was a junior or sophomore at Thayer Academy. She was one of the few people in the top ranks of competition who was a weekend skier. In 1985, when she first started with the U.S. team, it was ridiculous what she went through. The drives were terrible. The U.S. freestyle coach told her to go up to Canada. "We drove 75 miles north of Montreal. I left her at this place that looked like the Bates Motel." In 1986, Jodi's best performance came at Mont Gabriel in Quebec, where she finished 6th. She also took a 7th place finish in aerials at Marzahn in Austria. In 1987, Jodi had 7 top 10s, including a 6th place finish in Lake Placid. 1987 was also the year Lake Placid opened a year-round water treating facility, which paid off big time for Jodi as she began training for the 1988 season. Her first World Cup podium came in 1988 at Breckenridge with a 3rd place finish in the aerials. That was followed up with a 2nd place finish in La Clusaz, France. In 1989, Jodi had a 2nd place finish in Lake Placid and a 2nd place in Aar, Sweden, along with a 6th place finish at the World Championships in Oberjach, West Germany. In 1990, Jodi had a 2nd place finish in La Plagne, France, which was her 5th podium on the World Cup Tour, accomplishing what many have been unable to achieve. Jodi finished 14th in the world in aerials in 1987, then improved to number 8 in the world in her 2nd year, having caught up with the other girls. Her growing consistency, combined with the rich experience she gained across 3 continents over 3 years, proved to be truly beneficial. Nick Preston was asked, "What kind of person does it take to perform in freestyle skiing?" Nick responded, "Someone who is self-motivated, courageous, and willing to try something new. It's a matter of setting a goal and obtaining it. The sport tends to nurture and strengthen an individual's self-image." Jodi also appeared in 2 of Warren Miller's movies. The 1989 movie White Magic, where Jodi, along with many other great skiers, journey their way across the planet to find out what is so magical about all that white fluffy stuff. She then appeared in the 1998 movie Extreme Winter, where the great skiers traveled across North America to show how extreme winter can really be. Jodi accomplished all of this because of her initial training at the Waterville Valley BBTS Ski Club. Bernie Spiegel, Jodi's father, passed away in 2024, but was a staple in Waterville Valley and volunteered to help run all of the freestyle events at Waterville Valley that Jodi competed in. As Jodi said, "My parents have been incredibly supportive of me. I don't think I'd be where I am today without them." Jodi was on the World Cup Tour from 1986 through the 1992 season. She had 29 top 10 finishes and 5 World Cup podiums. She was an alternate on the U.S. ski team during the 1988 Calgary Olympics, where aerials were being introduced for the first time as a demonstration, non-medal, event. She won the U.S. Inverted Aerial Championships in 1990. Jodi has been skiing in Waterville Valley for over 50 years. And after she retired from the World Cup and competitive aerials, she continued skiing and coaching, taking her knowledge to the WVBBTS while working with young skiers with big dreams. Congratulations to the newest member of the Waterville Valley Hall of Fame, Jodi Spiegel Blakeman.